child, my life would not be what anybody would have considered ideal. My mom did the best that she could, but it was kind of hard to counteract the effects of an alcoholic and abusive father. But there was one highlight of my life that I absolutely loved, and that was Girl Scouts. I had so much fun there. We went camping, and we did crafts, and we sold cookies, and we just hung out together. And there, nobody yelled at me, nobody hit me. I didn't have to take care of my younger brothers and sisters, and I was just able to be me. It was a safe place for me. And my favorite thing about it was my leader, and her name was Skipper. And Skipper loved me, and I knew she did, and I loved her. She never made me feel bad that my uniform was several decades older than everybody else's, or that the only funds that we had for me to go on those camping trips that I loved so much came from selling Girl Scout cookies. Skipper was a person that made me feel important. And Skipper, she was a volunteer. So I had to get some volunteers to help me with a project that I was working on, and I asked somebody, hey, would you like to volunteer? And their response to me was, well, what do I get paid? Well, what do you get paid? You're volunteering. And I was really kind of surprised by the question that she asked me, but I was more surprised with the response that she gave me when she said, volunteering looks different to different people. And my question was why? Isn't volunteering giving of yourself without expecting anything in return? Just doing something because it needs to be done? Seeing a need and meeting it? I thought that was a pretty easy concept, right? And I was kind of surprised to find out that apparently it's not. But the cool thing is I do see people volunteering all the time, and it's not just limited to adults. I see little kids and seasoned adults volunteering all the time, and they're doing things that you would see them not just doing in their home. They're doing things like, I don't know, like passing out water to people or building houses. They're giving food to people that wouldn't necessarily always have food. They're picking up trash. They're painting walls. They're reading to elementary classes. They're being leaders to a bunch of third grade girls. So why volunteer? Well, the main reason is because sometimes it's not about you. When you give out of your abundance, and that's including time, to someone and thinking of them before yourself, you're blessing them in a way that they may not have had otherwise. And you may not get paid monetarily, but what you do get in return is so much more valuable. Now, when my daughter went into kindergarten, I volunteered to be the leader of her Daisy Girl Scout troop. And I was the leader of that troop until those girls went into the 6th grade. And we had so much fun. We went camping, and we did crafts, and we sold cookies, and we just hung out together. And we had the best time. And I still see these girls who are now, some of them are getting ready to graduate from college. And every time I see them, I hear the same thing. First, I get a big hug, and then I hear, Miss Missy, do you remember that time we did this? Miss Missy, do you remember a time we did that? Miss Missy, do you remember a time that it was freezing when we went camping? And I do. I remember all of those times. And every girl's image is different. Every memory they have is different. But the one thing that stays the same is I made a difference in their lives. Now, did I get paid for all my volunteering? I got paid handsomely, but I never earned a dime. I got paid because I made a difference in someone else's life. And I've had the opportunity to volunteer many times over the years. And each time my pay was exactly the same. I made a difference in someone's life. And that's why you volunteer, because you can be to someone that they couldn't be for themselves. You can be what Skipper was to me. You can be a safe place, and you can show someone what hope looks like.